Hi everyone, my name's Michelle and Mama Loves a GB here on FlossTube, but also on Instagram and Etsy as well. Welcome to the Sunday morning briefing. It is going to be Sunday the 24th. Now I'm actually filming this on Friday the 22nd because Ness has got a half birthday party tomorrow. So Ness's birthday is in February and we asked her what she wanted to do, and she really wanted to have a camp out and pizzas and a bit of time in the pool. We've got one of those sort of little overground pool type situations, and she really wanted to have a bit of time in that with some friends. So we said that she had to wait until the summer. I'm going to put this pen down, otherwise I keep clicking it. And so that's happening on Saturday night. So they're camping out in the garden. Chris is also camping out in the garden. Heaven knows what the dog is going to do. I'm going to be tucked up in bed. So he's taking one for the team there. Right, I've been on my hollybobs. It's been ages, or it seems like it's been ages since I last saw you. I have been up to Lancaster, to Scotland, to Northumberland and back down to the Cotswolds in that time. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that at some point, but I've got a few little bits that I need to do first of all, otherwise they'll get lost in ether. The first thing is a giveaway. And it is a giveaway for the Halloween, well, it's the monthly box for August, but it's a Halloween themed box from Cotton & Twine. Now, unfortunately, I haven't got it here to show you. They are waiting on the shipment of one part of the box. So I don't have it here to show you, but I have got some pictures that I will put up in the corner there if you want to enter for the giveaway. So the keyword is going to be Halloween. You've seen the boxes, I'm sure. It'll come with 32 count linen, although you'll be able to swap that out for whatever you like. There's other bits and bobs in the box. Now, I honestly can't actually remember what else is in the box. I forgot to look before I went on and started the video. Oh, words today. Bit of a rookie. So you know they're fabulous. You know it's great. If you want to look back through the images, I did do a little post on my Instagram when they first sent me the pictures, so at the beginning of August. So if you want to go back and look through and have another look at the pictures, then go onto my Instagram and you'll be able to see them. So I can't remember if I said, but use the word Halloween, please. Please be over 18 so that I can legally have your address, so that I can send you the box out when it comes to me. And don't say giveaway or free or anything else that's going to attract those trolls. They're horrible, those trolls. But I tell you the type of troll I haven't had for a long time. I haven't had the porn trolls for a long time. Used to be as regular as clockwork. The first or second comment that I would ever get on a video would be one sort of trying to direct you to one of those types of sites. But they seem to have got the message now and given up and gone away. No, don't need that sort of thing. Right, okay, I have got... Also, in fact, I'm going to do this now. I've also got the winners for my 200 episodes giveaway. And what I said was that for 5 people, I was going to give away any of my PDFs. So the 5 winners could choose any of my PDFs from my Etsy shop, and I would send them to you with my love and grateful regards, shall we say. So I've remembered to draw those. Now, I've got pictures of all the comments, except I think for one. I think I forgot to screenshot one of them. Now, I've used a slightly different comment picker this time because I'd gone over the number of comments that you could have to use it for free, which is good news. Right, so first winner, at Books and the Moon, congratulations. Second winner, Lynn Burton, 6225. Third winner, PS Stitching Studio. Fourth winner, I think it's this comment I don't have a screenshot of, Mary Myers 4140. I just forgot to take it before I moved on to the next one. And then at Gail Sneed 2832. So if all of those people, if you could either drop me a message via my email, which will be in the drop down box below, or by Instagram, DM me, then that would be marvellous, and I'll ask you which PDF it is you want and what's your email, and then you can, I'll send it straight off to you, or you can just tell me that information in the first contact if you like. Just tell me your email, tell me what PDF you'd like, and I'll send it through to you. So if you're unsure, have a look on my Etsy shop. All of those PDFs are available to you. Right, cup of tea. Hopefully get my teeth into gear. I have got 5 finishes, I think, and one other project that I've worked on. Now, I was thinking that I might get quite a bit of stitching done, but, you know, family holiday, small child to entertain, play on the beach with, you know, I didn't quite get as much stitching as I would have liked, but I got more holidaying done than I thought I was going to do. It was fabulous. It was a fabulous, fabulous time. So I'm going to show you my finishes, because actually mostly my finishes weren't done on holiday at all. I only worked on one thing on holiday and I haven't finished that. So let's show you my 5 finishes first of all. My first one, I did start on holiday. So on the Sunday, because it's about 7 hours up to Fairley, where we were staying on the west coast just by Largs, we decided to actually go on the Sunday and stay the night in the Holiday Inn in Lancaster, which was because they had a pool, and Ness loves a pool. So we drove up to Lancaster, lovely, lovely journey, not a problem at all. Got to the hotel, and I think within about 4.5 minutes of getting our stuff in the room, we were in the pool. She was desperate to get in the pool. And then we had some food in the bar, and so I started this. I probably put about 12 stitches into it, but I wanted to have something that I started on holiday, and this is part of my 12 in 25 ornament sale run by Carolings 55, and this is my finish. I'm not quite sure the star's in quite the right place, but it seems to work okay. Now, I do like these little Mill Hill kits. They're great for keeping in your bag, just so that you've always got something, you know, if you find yourself with 5 minutes, you've got something to do. I struggle with Mill Hill kits more than I should. I think every single one has either got a thread colour that I've mixed up, because the threads don't come pre-sorted. You've got to try and determine what they mean by light grey, very, very light grey, dark grey with a hint of blue, all of those things. So you've got to determine those things. And I'm normally not too bad at that, but I normally get one wrong at least. There is some stitching over in this section, which is best described as a pure work of fiction. I have no idea what I actually did, but it doesn't look too dissimilar to what it's supposed to. So that'll do me. So these ones come with a little magnet, which I always end up just sticking on my stitching light, because I will cut this out and make it into a little hanging ornament for the tree. So this is why, hence why it's part of my 12 in 25. And do you know what? I think I've done more this year than 12. I know. Last year I wouldn't say I failed dismally, but I don't think I got all 12 of them done. I certainly didn't get all 12 of them finished, and that is going to be the challenge. And then, since I've come back, I have worked on my hashtag abandoned Sal. So for those of you who are not sure, this is Kenny Stitches. It's his birthday in August, and he has 1 or 2 whips, some of which are Sal's. Probably quite a lot of them are Sal's. He likes a Sal, and so he decided for his birthday, instead of starting something new, he was going to do an abandoned Sal. So you pick up an abandoned Sal and you work on it. So the Sal that I picked up, and I don't know if I've brought, I have, was a Lola Crow one from 2023, and it was called Creepy Christmas Village. Yeah, Creepy Christmas Village. Let me show you this one. There are 6 designs in the set, and I had started one of them, and I decided that I want to get 3 finished this year, because then I can quite comfortably say it's a paused Sal rather than an abandoned Sal. So this is what they look like. This is one I haven't done yet, and so I just love them. I really like the patterns which bridge Halloween to Christmas. I love like a Christmas witch. And I know, is it Kathy Barrick? It's got a great Christmas witch. I really want to do that one. So these are the ones, I finished 2 out of the 3 that I started. So originally I only had about half of a haunted house. So I've finished my haunted house, I've even ironed it, and I've put these little beads on where the snowflake should be. They all look very similar. And these are actually glow in the dark Mill Hill beads, and I did test them earlier on and they do glow in the dark. So that's the first one. And then the second one that I've finished is the Headless Horseman. Now he has to be, just put that way, he has to be one of my favourites. There's another one which could be a contender for being a favourite, but he's definitely one of the 2. And again, he's got the beads on as well. And then the other one that I've started but not worked on anymore are called the Creepy Carolers. And I don't know if I've got a picture of what the Creepy Carolers should look like or not, bear with. But it was a great sell and I just didn't manage, there it is, to keep up with it. There we go. So that's the Creepy Carolers. So what's that? 3 finishes. That's 3 finishes that we've got. And then I had started a very long time ago from Brenda Gervais, the Keeper of the Pins book, and I'll have to put a picture of it up here because I forgot to bring my chart through. I had started this one. My soul is fed with needle and thread, and all I had to finish was a little bit of the pumpkin. That's not a pumpkin. Jeepers. I'm already, can you tell I'm already waiting for sort of like Halloween and autumn to start. So I'd already finished that except for the tomato, and I'm going to put a little button there. And I wanted to go on and do a couple of others from the book, but I've stitched this with sulky thread. And what I hadn't realised is that on other charts in the book, you need to be able to do over 1, which you can't really do with sulky thread. And you sometimes need to do some backstitch, which doesn't look as good with sulky thread. It doesn't give you that kind of fine line that you're looking for. You can sometimes match the colours to DMC, but not always. Plus, there's a couple of really nice designs in there which need a little bit of variegation, and sulky do variegated threads, but they're quite a quick variation, so they'll change from one colour to the next quite quickly and quite regularly, and so I didn't want that. So what I decided to do was I decided to finish this one where it is, and I shall just make it into just like a little needlebook or something like that. And then I stitched a tomato. Because on the front of the book, there is another little pin cushion, which just has a little tomato in the middle. And it also has, have I even finished that tomato? Yes, I have. It just has 8 lovely mother of pearl buttons just arranged around the outside. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn it into a little pin cushion with 8 lovely mother of pearl buttons around the tomato, make that into a needle book, and then start again basically with the chart book and some different threads, probably some DMC and some over-dyed threads. So those are my 5 finishes. Now the one that I spent most time working on was this one, the ES Spot Motif Sampler by Of Female Worth, which you can get in PDF format from 1884 Stitchery. And I just loved this. I just really got into this, and I did manage to do quite a bit more. And I've even ironed it this time. And I can tell you the fabric is 36 count flannel flower. Now I thought it was originally one of their fabrics of the month, but when I looked back in my records, I found that it was flannel flower. I love this fabric. It's got some really, really great mottling on it, which I think you can see there. And so I've got this in Pattern Keeper. So that makes it quite a nice, easy one to do and to sort of read. Yeah, I am really loving it. I've got all of the main motifs kind of in the right places now. And so it makes it very easy when you pick up a colour, say the red, you can sort of go and stitch on 3 or 4 different motifs because they've each got a little bit of red in, so it saves having to change the needle every 5 minutes. There's a couple of little personalisations. The light in our little cottage wasn't that great, and so this flower pot here was supposed to be carnation. So I picked out carnation, what I believe was carnation from the ring, and it turned out that it was orange. It's this orange that's over here. So it's not something that's nowhere in the chart, and I do quite like it because there isn't any other carrot on, whoops, come on, I need one of those boards. There isn't any other carrot on this sort of side of it, so it balances the carrot on that side as well. It's not a very commonly used colour. So I'm loving that. Really, really enjoying that one. I can't wait to get it finished. So yeah, that was what I mostly worked on. I keep getting my hair caught today. It's getting too long. That's what I mostly worked on our holidays. So I'll put a few pictures up as well. As I said, we went to Lancaster first of all, just stayed overnight there, and then we went on up the M6 towards Scotland, and there'd been a big accident early hours of the morning on the M6, so we got stuck in a really, really long diversion. Really slow diversion because the M6 was shut both ways, and we basically got as far as Gretna Green and just decided that we needed to get out of the car, have a bit of a walk. We'd passed the accident by then, but weren't quite ready to sort of just carry on straight up towards the west coast. So there is a really good actually outlet village at Gretna Green, which I didn't know. I know it's famous for couples running off to get married, but I didn't know it was famous for people running off for a cheap pair of shoes as well. But it is. It's a really lovely place. Great sweet shop, great shoe shops. Had some churros, got back in the car. Everyone felt a lot better after some churros and some chocolate sauce. So we went up to Fairley. We went to Largs. Spent quite a lot of time in Largs, a lot of ice cream in Nardini's and various other ice cream purveyors. We hadn't finished the day really unless we'd had like at least one ice cream. We got the boat over to Dunoon, where my auntie used to live. She used to have a shop in Hillfoot Street, and very fond memories of Dunoon. I love Dunoon, and then drove down the coast to Ellen and then Toward and just had a little look around there. And there was a couple of big warships up towards the Holy Loch, and Loch Long up there. So yeah, that was great. And then we went to an outdoor swimming pool in Greenock. Now this was like 25 metres, 3.5 metres deep, and they had heated it to 29 degrees. It was like a bath. It was absolutely the most incredible thing, like a 50s kind of Lido style thing in Greenock. And yeah, it was so warm. It was so warm. It was a beautiful, beautiful day. I will put some pictures up because we had such a lovely time. We spent time with people we know from Comores. My mum grew up in Comores, and we went to see, I said to Ness, we'll go and see where Granny's old house was. Is it still there? She said, yes, it is. And the church that Granny got married in. And so we went and had a look at there and saw a friend from Comores. I spent a bit of time in Ayr. There's a lovely big town. It's a big town. And just along the coast at Saltcoats, it was really, really nice. And we want to definitely go back up to that area because I'd like to go on to Arran. We didn't get a chance to go on to Arran, and I'd like to go on to Cumbrae as well. So both of those are kind of boat rides across. And then we drove over the other side of the country to Northumberland to see Ness's other grandparents who live just outside Newcastle. We spent a bit of time in Tynemouth and went to Tynemouth Market on the railway station, which is amazing. And there's a sweet shop there called Sweet Reminisce, I think it's called, Sweet Reminisce. And it's a brilliant sweet shop. And they had a competition going. And the competition was, if you spent more than £7, you got to put your hand in this pot, this covered pot, and pick out a ball. And if you picked out a ball, you'd win something. So there was like sticks of rock, sweetie bags, things like that. So I paid for mine, picked out a ball, and it was a gold ball. And they were like, oh, we've got a winner, we've got a winner. Let me show you what I won for Ness. So I won a lollipop for Ness. This is the lollipop. It's taller than her and it's on a broom handle. So this is, I don't know if I can get it all in one shot. This is the lollipop that was the gold winning ball. Can you imagine being 9 years old and somebody gives you a lollipop like that? She was over the moon. I'm going to have to try and lean it somewhere so it doesn't fall off. She was over the moon with it. And I think her and her friends are going to make a start on it this weekend. I went to Morpeth. There is a really great antique shop in Morpeth. I went looking for samplers, obviously. I was hoping to come back with like a haul of Scottish samplers. I didn't see a single one. I saw one sampler in this antique shop in Morpeth. It was a marking sampler, nothing great. They wanted a bit too much money up for it. But I did find a little spool. And I also found this. Now, for those of you who might have seen, Kahana did a special edition this year with a pair of scissors and a bobbin that was actually, it looked like an apple core. And I saw this, and it's not the one from Kahana, but it reminded me of it. And so I thought, well, I'm going to get that because I didn't get the Kahana one. And I'm going to wrap some red silk around it, and that's going to make a fabulous, fabulous bobbin. The Kahana one's got much less red on the top and the bottom. The apple's been eaten a lot more than this one has. But I just thought that was really lovely. Piece of treen, very tactile. And yeah, that was about it. Now what I've got left for you is a freebie. I've got quite a bit of haul. I'm not even going to bother being embarrassed about it. I've got quite a bit of haul. I was on holiday. There was lots of really good things for sale on Vinted and stash unloads and things like that. So I filled my boots. And I've also want to show you some of my picks for the Needlework Marketplace. Now, quite frankly, I haven't stitched the things that I bought in the last Needlework Marketplace or the previous... oh, good grief, what's the name of it? Jingle Ball. In fact, the one before that either. But does that matter? No, it really doesn't. So I'm going to show you some of my picks. Now, I think if I squeeze over here, I'll have a bit more tea. This is my favourite mug. The handle is integral to it. So it's a really great mug for a winter's day. So let's have a look at some picks for Needlework Marketplace. The first one is the Christmas drum, a Christmas drum set from Twin Peak Premises. I love that one. After I've just made that, which is, oh, my words today are all over the place. After I just made that strawberry and put a witch's hat on it, there we go. This Santa really took my fancy. I also love Fang and the Big Eye Gang, also from Twin Peak Premises. I thought that was really, really fun. This isn't all of them, by the way. This is just a small selection. I'll try and do some more next week. Then I liked Hey Pumpkin by the Artsy Housewife. And the reason being, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Philanthropic Pumpkin by Brenda Gervais that nobody can get their hands on. So it kind of reminded me of that one. Then I liked Chirp Away by the Scarlet House. Now this is my absolute favourite. I will be getting this one. Baltimore Album Quilt by Kathy Barrick. Now I do have Carolyn Manning's Baltimore album quilt as well, which I really need to put some more work on, but I loved this one. Strive to Mend by Needlework Press. Silver Creek Samplers Boohoo, which I think would look great as a drum. And Spooky Shoe Bill, which is again probably my second favourite, or maybe top with Kathy Barrick, the Blue Flower. So those are my picks for Needlework Marketplace. If you can, maybe just comment below with whatever your picks are so that I can just make sure that I've seen it, and just in case I want to add it to my list as well. As I said, I've got a few more that I want to show you next week as well. Right, haul, freebie, haul, freebie, a little bit of stitchy kindness. That's all we've got left. Can you tell I'm rusty at this? This is the freebie. Now this is by Twin Peak Primitives. And I thought this was so cute. These little mice at the hot chocolate stand. Love it. Absolutely love it. Something just kind of, I don't know, so wholesome about it. I really, really liked it. It's free on their website. I would go sooner rather than later because their freebies don't always stay around. Sometimes they are for a limited time only. I didn't see on their Instagram post that it was for this one, but go quicker just to make sure that you grab it. It is 90 by 80 stitches. So love that. And Stitchy Kindness. A lovely lady called LD won one of the Historical Sampler Company Cotton and Twine boxes, and I sent it off to her, and she was in the Netherlands. And just when I got home, this huge box arrived, and inside it is lots and lots of treats from the Netherlands. So Ness and I will be doing a little try a treat box with those, but she also had included a couple of little gifts. So she sent me this lovely sparkly scissor fob and this beautifully stitched, so tiny scissor fob or bag fob as well. It is impossibly tiny. I need to ask Eldie actually what count fabric that is on. It's so small and so beautifully done. So thank you so much for those two. And she also included this. Now, this is some ring bling. And if you can see, without the glare, it's got a heron on it. There we go, maybe if I lift it up just slightly on an angle, you'll see that it's got a heron on it. It's so pretty, so I'm going to put that onto my favourite project. In fact, I might even save that one for my Carolyn Manning's Baltimore album quilt. So thank you so much for that, LD. There was no need to send it for the Cotton and Twine box, but thank you so much, and we can't wait to do the Try a Treat box. In fact, it took all my willpower not to eat anything from it this afternoon. We have got a distinct lack of edible things in this house at the moment. Right, other haul. Yeah, like I said, I haven't even got the good grace to be embarrassed, so let's go. First thing that came in was this. This was from Peakside Needleworks. This was the other chart that I'd already purchased but had gone out of stock. So I'm going to make a couple more of the little watches for the Christmas tree. These have all really kind of gone out of order as well, so I'm not sure what came with what. This one, I've got my Love to Keep Me Warm by the Heartstring Samplery. Kind of lovely band sampler, wintry band sampler. Noah's Christmas Ark 2, Whales and Squirrels. I do want to start collecting these. I do like them. So I'm going to start, I think I've already got a couple upstairs. I am actually just about to move from a 2-drawer filing cabinet to a 4-drawer filing cabinet. Yeah, I know. But in the process, I am going to be doing some destashing. So watch this space. There'll be a few more giveaways and a destash as well. So that one. Now this I'd said to you that I wanted to get because the one that I'm stitching at the moment, the Teresa Kogut one, reminded me of it. And this is called Live on Little by Plum Street Samplers. I'm sure you've all seen that one. Now this is a kit, a Bothy Threads kit, the 4 Seasons one. And it's this one by Derwent Water Designs. I love this one and I want to stitch it, but I want to stitch it on like a pale blue, like a really kind of wintry, icy pale blue. So that was being destashed for a really good price, as was this Dimension Stocking Santa's Arrival. I've got one of these on the go and I'm stitching it on the called for Ada, but I think I may switch this one out for an even weave. 14 count white Ada, but as I said, I think I might switch it out for an even weave. Now this one, do you remember that I had done the conga, British Stitchers conga, for anybody who was on Instagram, who had an Etsy shop, who did a FlossTube, big long list. I've now pinned that to the beginning of my Instagram account, so you can always find that. You can always look down through the comments and see other stitchy accounts that you might want to join up with, other UK FlossTubers, other UK sellers and makers. So this is from Patchwork Paw Print because they were mentioned on the conga and I hadn't heard of them, so I went to have a look on Etsy and I bought myself a little thread bed. Now this thread bed is so well made, really nice. A little loop there for your scissors or whatever it is you need to put on there, and then held together with a lovely popper. Really beautiful. I acquired one of those. I think that might have been it added to my Temu haul, but I think they're good for Mill Hill kits, for separating the floss on Mill Hill kits, but bigger ones than the small ones. I grabbed this one, STU. I think I've got the majority of these now on cardstock. I need to go back and check again when I do my filing cabinet overhaul, but I think I've got the majority of them. Then I definitely know I got these from Vivian. Now you might have heard me mention Vivian before, Vivian and the lovely Trevor. Trevor is a fantastic woodworker and has made me lovely little boxes before for the charts that I bought from Vivian actually, because he's made them for her. Now I've seen Vivian's collection of stitching and it is amazing. It's amazing. And so she was doing a bit of a destash. They've just come back from a trip, and so she bought something for me for the trip as well. So this was part of the destash. Silent Night by All Through the Night. Love that one. And then Mistletoe Kisses by Erica Michaels to add to my berry bag, the ones I want to do. And then this one I just really liked. This is called Plain and Fancy Collection Spring Patches by Homespun Elegance. I like the way that's done on different fabrics. Looks really cool. And then Vivian had bought me on her travels this one that she thought I might like. It's called Cordelia Ancrum 1844 by Pineberry Lane, and it's got those great crowns on and it's a red sampler. I love it. I love it. Does it say? Oh yeah, it does have, it says her name at the top there, C. Ancrum. So Pineberry Lane obviously managed to to find her, and it does say on the back that it's part of a collection of 3 different samplers that she bought from the same girl. So, and Vivian was also lovely enough to bring this back. Yes, that's right. She found a Welsh love spoon all the way over in Kentucky and thought that it better come home to Wales. So she sent that to me. So thank you so much for that. I will take the label off it, but I think I'm going to hang it on my clock. You can't just see it, it's just out of shot there. And a lovely card as well. So thank you very much, Vivian. Thank you for your continued friendship and supplying me with de-stash charts. This one is Woolen Mittens by the Cricket Collection. I love these. Now the Cricket Collection did used to do a huge selection of freebies of these, and I haven't looked for a while, but the last time I looked I found it very hard to find them online. But there is a huge collection of these freebies out there somewhere. I'll save that. And then some more de-stash. This one, Gathered Hearts, Plum Street samplers. The Scarlet House, Home is Where My Samplers Are. Now this is lovely. This is called a French Rose Marie Vallée. So French sampler and some smalls. I don't think I'd do it in that kind of dusky pink colour. I think I'd probably do it in red, but I just love those. And the fact that you've got like a little strawberry and some other little smalls taken from that, love that. And then I bought 2 pieces of fabric from the same person. Now these are 2 different pieces of fabric, although they are quite a similar colour. So this is Picture This Plus Tarnish, which is a kind of beautiful sort of bluey grey, which I bought for that one because I liked the colour of the fabric on this stitch. So those 2 will go together. And then I bought a piece of this. Now I have got a smaller piece of this that I bought, and I bought this because I have a reproduction that I think might end up on this colour, and this is Fox and Rabbit Lyrebird Dell. And I like showing fabrics because, especially in the UK, it's very hard for us to always see exactly what colour it is we're buying. So if you're looking for something in this range, Lyrebird Dell is slightly more greeny than Picture This Plus Tarnish, which is slightly more grey. And then the last 2 bits that I bought were not de-stash. I bought from Stony Bank Creations. Now, I'm not sure if they'd appeared on the Conga, but Amanda Alba Stitcher had definitely spoken about them. So I went to have a look at their fabrics, and this one caught my eye as we're coming into Halloween. You know what, every week I think I'll put some oil on that chair. Must annoy them. Look at that. Whoa! Isn't that fabulous? So this was a custom die. So on the website she has, is it website or Etsy? I'll put the information down below. I can't remember if it's a website or Etsy. I think it might be Etsy. She shows you the different colours that she's got, and some of them are ready to go and some of them you have to do a custom if you want it in a particular count. So because I wanted this in 36 count, I had to wait, but it was 10 days maybe, 2 weeks most, which is great for custom dye fabric. And I cannot wait to put a Halloween piece on that. I think it's going to look smashing. And then last 2 bits, I'll show you this one first. This I got from TK Maxx, just a little frame with a skull on it for a little Halloween cross stitch. And then this came in. I pre-ordered this quite some time ago now, the Witchy Stitching book, and it's amazing. It is a really, really amazing book. The first part of it tells you lots and lots about stitching, how to stitch, specialty stitching, all sorts of things that you may or may not have known, how to read a cross stitch pattern. So if you're buying this for somebody who is maybe inexperienced, then so much information. But then you have just got, I think there's 25 or 25 charts in here. I'll just pick out a couple. Like, for example, that one, like I said about the crossover between Halloween and Christmas. I love that. There's an Easterween pattern there as well. Crossover between Easter and Christmas. Love that little one. I did wonder whether it might fit in there, but I think it's going to be a bit too big unless I do it on tiny, tiny fabric. What else? Oh, this was one of the ones that was previewed on the Amazon advert, and I loved that one. If you want to see a full flip through of this book, then Helen D is your place to go. She's got a full flip through of the book, all of the different charts, because I knew mine had arrived while I was away, so I watched her flip through just to see all of the different charts, because I couldn't wait. Right, that's it from me. I'm going to try and edit out all my fluffs and where I couldn't remember my words. It's I've obviously been very relaxed while I've been away. Anyway, I've got a week's worth of work to do next week to get myself ready back for school, and then next weekend it's going to be looking down the barrel of a new term. So I shall see you next week. Stay classy, stitchers.